accomplish all that we have set out to do for this year and get the last quarter um, accelerated. Let's put it that way, because how you end out this last quarter of 2024 will have a great impact of how you go into 2025. So it is definitely time to sit down and strategize, look back on what it was that you said you wanted to accomplish in the Lord at the beginning of 2024. Hopefully, you sat down and you got your own prophetic word from God for the year on what it was that he had on your plate. And if you're anything like me, as the year has progressed, there's been more that has been put on the plate, greater clarity in the things that I was already called to, but definitely a lot more opportunities that have availed themselves, different avenues of transition going into this last quarter. This last quarter has been like, whew, like nonstop, but it's been good. It's been really, really good. But I do understand, and I hope you understand, that once your momentum has been set, you have to keep the momentum going. And so this is why I'm asking you now. I'm not just talking about strategies in business. I'm talking about strategies in, first and foremost, your relationship with God. What is your strategy to make sure that you keep Him first and foremost in everything that you're doing? Number one, that's the first strategy that you need to address. Okay. And then, what is your strategy in your relationships? Have you sat down and took an earnest look at the relationships that you're involved in? Your significant other, if you have one, your children, your parents, siblings, friendships, any kind of relationships that you have you sat down and really looked at them? I was I was listening to something on YouTube the other day, and it was Trevor Noah and Simon something was talking to one another, and they were talking about relationships and what we put into our friendships. And I winded up going to lunch with one of my besties, with my bestie in Vegas on Sunday, and apologizing, saying, you know what, I owe you an apology because I I always, I'm so busy, and I really am. I'm very, very busy. But at the same time, listening to their conversation, it allowed me to see that I didn't put the same value on making time for my friends as I do on all of the different endeavors that I'm involved in. And that was a no no. And so we had a great conversation and whatever. I know you're busy and everything, but yeah, that's not the point. And so, even strategies in that, are you making time to understand what's really, really important? Your relationships are extremely important. Even though you may be in ministry, you may be a business owner, you may have a demanding job, whatever it is, your relationships are still very important. So we need to strategize in that as well. If you're in ministry, strategies there so that ministry does not overtake your life. Okay, I know, when we're in ministry, ministry has a tendency to overtake our lives. But we have to have balance. We have to have balance in everything that we're doing. And so that's part of the strategy, sitting down and making sure that we have balance across the board in everything that God has called us to. So, yeah, that's your homework, just to kind of sit and look at your strategies for the remainder of the year. What are you strategizing toward accomplishing in the fourth quarter of this year? Because I promise you, 2025 will be here before you know it. And if we're not strategizing now leading up to it, then again, our momentum may be off going into it. And especially with everything that's going on in our country right now, with the election coming up and all the craziness that's going on surrounding it, strategizing where God would have you. Okay? And listen, please do your research. Don't just listen to the rhetoric, listen to God. Please, please, please. That's my nugget for today. I pray that you have an absolutely positively fantabulous day. And again, and as always, I love you with the love of Christ. And there's nothing